Live from the KFDM studios, you're watching KFDM 6 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at 6. I'm Aaron Drawhorn.
And I'm Kimberly Roosley. We begin with new details and dramatic video of events leading up to and including a fatal officer-involved shooting.
It followed a wild chase from Bridge City to Orange. Victor Morales was in his pickup truck just feet away, and his cell phone camera was rolling. A warning tonight, you may find the video graphic. We stopped the video, but you can still hear closely the sound of multiple shots fired. The events that led to the fatal shooting unfolded this morning when troopers say the suspect fired shots at multiple homes in Bridge City and then fled and hit a motorcycle officer on Highway 73 escorting a wide load. That officer suffered a broken leg. It continued to the intersection near West Orange Stark Middle School where the suspect crashes.
The suspect then exited the vehicle with a semi-automatic rifle and was given commands by law enforcement to put the weapon down and to get on the ground. The suspect laid the weapon down and began to lay prone, and as officers began to approach, the suspect picked up the gun and pointed it at the officers. Officers engaged and the suspect was shot. Life-saving measures were attempted, but the suspect was later pronounced deceased.
The DPS won't release the suspect's name until law enforcement officers notify his family. Sergeant Clark says they don't know what his intentions were when he crashed near the school, but she says she's glad students and staff and officers are okay, and the officers were able to end the threat the suspect posed.
The chaotic police chase came to an end only a few yards away from West Orange Stark Middle School.
Many businesses lined West Green Avenue where the chase suspect was shot and killed by authorities. KFDM's Erica Harris was there soon after the chase ended. She talked with a concerned parent and an eyewitness who saw what happened. Erica.
This extremely intense police event happened at a very busy time of day, and it's a day many won't soon forget. Not long after Jennifer Looney's morning shift started at Wendy's, chaos broke out.
I saw the truck come flying, and then I saw a whole bunch of cops, and then I saw basically when he flew through the light by my work, he had nothing but smoke on his tires.
A suspect in this white pickup truck fleeing from law enforcement after leading them on a high-speed chase from Bridge City to Orange.
I saw it on Facebook and everything, but I didn't believe it until I got down here, and now I'm looking at the scene now. It's crazy.
The chase ended here on West Green Avenue at North 15th. Very close to West Orange Stark Middle School, placed on shelter in place.
So I came here just to check and make sure, everything was okay and message my son.
The suspect was killed, authorities say, by multiple shots fired from law enforcement officers.
The suspect laid the weapon down and began to lay prone, and as officers began to approach, the suspect picked up the gun and pointed it at the officers. Officers engaged and the suspect was shot.
Ashley has a 7th grader at West Orange Stark. She is relieved, but still shaken.
And so it's scary as a parent to send your child to school and not know if they're going to be able to come home.
And the Wendy's worker, Jennifer Looney?
Just crazy, because, I never imagined. I thought, Houston or something would be a better place, but not here. And right by a school, too. It's crazy.
West Orange Stark Middle School was briefly placed on shelter in place. And Ashley, the mother you just heard from, well, she told me after several frantic attempts, she eventually was able to hear from her son, who assured her that he was okay. Reporting live in studio, Erica Harris, KFDM 6 News.
Erica, thank you. Bond is now set for a man accused of the murder of another man outside of a Beaumont gas station. Magistrate Judge Mark DeRuin set bond at $800,000 for 23-year-old Andre Williams II. He's charged with murder in the killing of 24-year-old Gregory Carrington. Judge DeRuin also ordered that Williams wear a GPS monitor and remain in Jefferson County if he is able to get out on bond. that crime scene at Honey's Drive-In on Concord at Delaware. And this was about 3 o'clock Sunday morning when EMS got there. Carrington was lying by the gas pumps following that shooting. Officer Carol Riley told KFDM police had to deal with a large crowd while investigating this incident.
A suspect already in jail and another arrested yesterday now have high bonds set on murder charges in another Beaumont homicide. Magistrate Mark DeRuin set bonds at $850,000 each for 36-year-old Romeo Johnson and 39-year-old Brandon Dodd, both charged in the September 14th murder of Ronald Barnes. Johnson has already been in jail for unrelated charges. Dodd arrested yesterday. Ronald Barnes found dead in the early morning hours of Saturday, September 14th in the home on Ives Street where he lived with his twin brother. An autopsy shows Barnes suffered a gunshot wound to his shoulder.
A burn ban is now in place for Hardin County, in which that county joins other area counties: Jefferson, Orange, Tyler, Newton, Liberty, and Chambers.
I think the only one left is Jasper.
Jasper, that's the only one.
That's the outlier. I would expect they'll go to it as well. There's no sign of any rain, that is for sure. Yeah. And if you live in Jasper County, I wouldn't think it's a good idea to burn anyway right now because the winds will be picking up. Let's take a look outside as we have clear skies. Boy, there's no rain when you have clear skies. Obviously, it's not going to rain, so that continues to be an issue there. We're going to start first with some clouds, and we have hardly any in the forecast. Do Good and Priority Wound Care, your sponsors there. Market Basket Weather Net. Let's go to our newest site. We put that in a few days ago down at Port Acres Elementary, sponsored by the Fast Lane. And Market Basket, 84 degrees. The high was 94. The winds are still out of the south-southwest, a little bit of a sea breeze, but they'll be cranking out of the northeast later tonight into tomorrow as cooler air takes over. Down on the peninsula, the Crenshaw Magnet School, sponsored by Greg Fountain of Swedes, we have 82 degrees, and the high there was 90. Winds are pretty light out of the south-southwest. Already down to the low 80s now across sections of the lakes, down to 80 in Burkeville, and then around the triangle, still some low 90s hanging out from Beaumont west, but cooling off elsewhere, and we'll continue to see that. Tropics, just that one system out in the Atlantic, no big deal. Heading west, only threat maybe to Puerto Rico in about 7 days. Should not threaten the Gulf at all. And current temperatures, look at the 60s to our north. Oklahoma City and Little Rock well into the 60s, and all that heading in our direction. Unfortunately, the folks in western North Carolina are recovering from Helene, some of them intense. That's not good. Temperatures below freezing expected Thursday morning. We'll take a better look at the weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Greg. One Beaumont resident is requesting approval specific use permits for a halfway house in Beaumont's north end.
This topic went before City Council this afternoon, and now Maya Caleb joins us live outside of City Hall. And Maya, we want to know, did the council give its permission?
Kimberly and Aaron, the City Council did not actually give the permission at all. They denied the request for the specific use permit, and there was no discussion or really any rebuttal from City Council members at all. Jessica Landry, the Beaumont resident attempting to allow a halfway house in the 2200 block of Wilson, planned to provide housing, services, and activities to all clients. But it was recommended to Council to deny the specific use permit within residential multiple family high density district.
All right, it's been moved and seconded for denial on item number 13. Is there any discussion?
And during the City Council meeting, there was also a presentation given by TxDOT giving an update on some of the construction projects that you see around here in Beaumont. And some of those projects will be scheduled to be completed before the end of this year. Reporting live in Beaumont, Maya Caleb, KFDM 6 News.
All right, thank you, Maya, for that update. Now, another update coming up, our full weather forecast for this week.
About a 20-degree drop in high temperatures for tomorrow, even cooler by Thursday morning.
Also coming up, the countdown continues. We're partnering with Do Good Credit Union to feature 12 local charities helping the common good. We take you to Orange to visit OCAA Meals on Wheels. That's in 10 minutes.
Chief Meteorologist Greg Bostwick, the Weather Authority.
Well, another day of highs, low 90s. Actually had a few mid 90s in spots, but that's coming to a halt later tonight into tomorrow as we have some cool air arriving. Do Good and Beaumont Tractor, your sponsor here on Walden Road. Looking back from our studios, you see Interstate 10 in the background there. Boy, just can't find any clouds. Can't have rain without that. And Terrell Park came up dry, obviously, again today. Winds already began to shift out of the north-northwest a little bit. 90 right now after a high of 92, and they started out this morning in the market basket with an at 63. Right now across the state, upper 80s, mid 80s up towards Shreveport, much cooler than Little Rock at 61 and Oklahoma City at 66. That cooler air beginning to work in our direction. Forecast highs tomorrow only in the low 70s, 60s over the northern sections of the state, and only 60 in Atlanta, for example. A nice cool down all over the deep south. And temperatures tonight ranging down to about 50 at Burkeville, mid 50s to upper 50s over Jefferson and Orange County, 60 on the coast. And then for Thursday morning, well, it's going to be well into the 40s. In fact, it could reach about 40 up around the lakes, around Toledo Bend and Rayburn, upper 40s on I-10 to get to the beach in the mid 50s. Now, the flow is gradually going to be shifting out of the northeast later on tonight and really picking up, especially after about 10 or 11 o'clock. Winds increasing out of the northeast. That surge of cool air begins to work in. A few high clouds coming across tomorrow with those northeast winds in the morning. And during the day tomorrow, the winds staying out of the northeast and keeping us mainly clear and humidity low. Thursday morning should be the coolest. Winds will be a little bit lighter at that point, and then the winds become a little more easterly by Thursday afternoon and much lighter in speed as well. Flow is out of the north into the Gulf of Mexico tomorrow. The upper flow really dry. Folks have been asking, why is it so dry? Just ridge of high pressure. Weak one across Texas continues, keeping the storm track to the north. We need that to break down. So far, it's not showing any signs of doing that. So for the next 7 to 10 days, it still looks dry for us. Tropics, got to keep a watch on this, not for us or the Gulf, really for the folks, might be heading out to a cruise or whatnot toward the Caribbean, because this could be a factor heading over toward Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands in about 7 days. Possible development there, but it's pretty disorganized at the present time. And in the southwestern Caribbean Sea, that area of clouds is moving westbound. It'll move into Central America, giving them some heavy rains. The Gulf shut down, except maybe for South Florida. That's a very small chance in the next week or two. I think for our area, it's just completely done for this season. Temperatures warming back up to the low 80s Saturday and Sunday, low 70s tomorrow. And for lows tonight, well, staying cool, that's for sure, 40s and 50s into the weekend. The coolest again will be Thursday morning. Look for no rain in the forecast for the foreseeable future. We're talking next 7 to 10 days. For the lakes tonight, low 50s, around 50 toward Burkeville, and then the Triangle will be in the upper 50s near 60 in the morning. Increasing northeast winds, breezy tomorrow out of the northeast. Highs tomorrow are only around 70 and low 70s for the Triangle, also a gusty northeast breeze. As far as the pollen count goes, we need some rain. That's as simply put as I can put it, to get that ragweed under control. Remains in the extreme range. And the extended outlook for the Triangle calls for little if any change there, with the temperature warming back up a little bit over the weekend. And really enjoyable for high school football fans Friday night with those coolish temperatures.
And if we can please get the ragweed under control.
Like I said, the thing that's going to help would be rain, and it's just not happening.
Not there.
You can hear it in everyone's voices too.
So,
Sure can.
all right.
All right, thanks,
Sure.
Greg.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Viewers continue to send images of the rare comet streaking across the sky. It should remain visible, although fainter each day through the end of the month. Steam fog lifted near Potash Mountain north of Albany, while in western New York, fog filled a valley near Rochester. And colors are shining brightly in Wisconsin, be they on trees over river or in the sky during sunrise near Green Bay.
Listen to Off the Radar. Find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Coming up here at 6, the countdown continues. We are partnering with Do Good Credit Union to feature 12 local charities helping the common good. Straight ahead, we take you to Orange to visit OCAA Meals on Wheels.
Sponsored by Do Good Credit Union.
Giving back to our Southeast Texas community is at the heart of KFDM and Do Good Credit Union. From now until December 20th, KFDM will introduce you to 12 local charities chosen this year because they embrace the core belief of people helping people. Today we're visiting OCAA Meals on Wheels.
It is Orange Community Action Association Meals on Wheels program. And so what we do here at Meals on Wheels is we provide food and social interaction for our senior citizens here in Orange County. Meals on Wheels focuses on seniors 60 and up, those who are homebound, those who may have some challenges getting to and from the grocery store. We do ask that they sign up to make sure that they qualify. We ask that they also live in Orange County. That's a huge component. And then they sign up. We go through our intake process, and then hopefully they're on their way to getting some good meals. With our population, especially with seniors, social isolation is a huge component. Meals on Wheels not only delivers food, but we like to focus on that social interaction and that social aspect. And with our deliveries, we hope to deliver a smile, some conversation, a little check-in to make sure that they're doing okay and that everything is, on the up and up with them. This program, to my knowledge, has been around a really long time, 20 plus years for sure. So Do Good and Meals on Wheels, especially in Orange County, we've been partners for about 15 plus years. As you know, being a nonprofit, community partners are extremely important. So we're really grateful to have a partnership like Do Good that's constant, remain active in our community, and really, really support us throughout all our endeavors. So behind us, these are what we call kind of like our safety boxes. So in preparation for hurricanes or bad weather, luckily we're kind of out of that window, but just in case, we have seniors that we can get food out to them that's shelf stable. So that allows us to do that. Our donations and our supply really comes from community support. Community partners like Do Good, donations, volunteers, they all are extremely instrumental in helping us stay viable and alive.
If you would like to donate to OCAA Meals on Wheels, you can find out more at dogoodbygiving.org.
Your kindness and generosity make Southeast Texas a better place to live. Do good by giving. It feels good to give back. Let's go to the sports desk with Mike Friedman.
Well, there's no one on the Lamar Cardinal football team, and certainly none of the fans of the team that's happy the Cards dropped their Southland Conference opener this past Saturday. I'd be willing to bet that some of those people would like nothing more than see Big Red bounce back this weekend. That's easier said than done, of course, as Lamar will now take their show on the road to face A&M Commerce on Saturday, a Lions team that's 1-1 in conference play and scheduled their homecoming game for the Lamar game this weekend. A&M Commerce's lone win this year came against winless Northwestern State. You can take that for what it's worth, but for any team to go on the road, win on an opponent's home turf, on homecoming no less, well, like I said, that's easier said than done. But that's just what the Cards plan to do.
I got the utmost respect for them. I've watched them for 2 years. I've watched their improvement, their ascension. I think they've done a really good job on both sides of the ball of improving their team. It doesn't always show in wins and losses, as we see when you're playing really good teams. But they've done a good job, and they've done a really good job. And it's going to be it's going to be a task for us, obviously, to go there on homecoming, be able to overcome the emotions, those types of things. But that's football, man. You got to go out there and play, and hopefully they see the improvement in our team as well.
Yeah, hopefully the Cards are able to bounce back this weekend on the road.
Yep,
for sure.
And despite homecoming there.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Mike.
We'll be right back with a final check of your forecast.
Still looks quiet weather-wise for rainfall, and that's probably the negative in the forecast. We still need the rain, but the temperatures, pretty good stuff. We're dropping about 20 degrees for the high tomorrow. Very breezy too. Northeast winds will be gusting over 20 and down to the 50s tonight. Then it's really cool for Thursday morning at 48. Great high school weather, football weather coming up Friday night, and then the weekend just a shade warmer, but not much. Again, the negative is the lack of rainfall, which we could certainly use. And also, just a reminder, we're getting closer and closer to that. We do go back to standard time the first weekend of November. That's not too far away.
Yeah, that's
Spring
coming.
forward and fall back.
And we get an hour of extra sleep.
Yeah.
That's the plus there.
Yeah.
That's not a bad deal.
The change just always throws me off a little bit.
I just don't like it getting dark
so early.
Right,
That's
right.
not so good.
Yeah. All right. We'll deal with it. Thank you, Greg.
All right.
Thanks for watching us here on KFDM 6 News at 6.
We hope to see you back here at 10.